Neglected to say something in my previous videos, and I am very sorry about it. I don't know how I didn't think about it. I felt like somebody pointed it out in the comments, and I owe you all an apology. The owners of the car came out flawless. When the fire did start, it wasn't like a big gigantic fireball. It started out small. They were out of the car when it all got crazy. I'm not 100% certain if I gave the full story on what happened to the car. The short was they were driving down the interstate. The right rear brakes began to lock up. They just smelled something burning. It wasn't like, you know, the thing was engulfed in flames immediately kind of a thing. They pulled over. About the time they pulled, I think they pulled over actually because the right rear tire popped, or something vice versa. It's in that general area. They got out of the car and they were perfectly fine. No harm, no foul. They didn't even get any burn damage. They didn't actually get any bruises from, you know, shuffling around like that. They were perfectly fine. But they got out of the car. They were actually had the trunk open. There was just a small fire. They were jacking up the car. They were trying to put it out. They had a fire extinguisher. A few other people tried to come by and help them. Unfortunately, it was too little too late. The fire started in the right rear. The brake line that sits right above the rear diff, there's only one rubber hose on the back of these. And brake fluid is flammable, but when it goes, it's very difficult to get out. The unfortunate part is right where it started was also right where the fuel lines were. So not only did the brake fluid catch on fire, the gas caught on fire, and it was game over at that point. The car went up in a ball of flames. They had no choice. They didn't want to take it back to Ohio, so therefore they put a post up on Facebook asking if anybody wants it. I was second in line. I'm super happy that what happened because the first person in line wanted to turn it into a demo derby car. I don't know if they bailed or if they couldn't get it in time or what the deal was, but they messaged me. I said, okay, I'll grab it in the morning. The rest is history. Obviously, I own the car. What's up, people of Earth? In case you're wondering what's going on and you can see the cars behind me, we just got back from the Amelia Island Concours de Lemons show. Unfortunately, I did not get to take much video there. Why? The car behind me, as you guys very well know, I did take it. It got an obscene, and I do mean obscene, amount of attention, and not in a negative way either. I got thanked by a bunch of the Amelia Island guys, the guys who work there on a regular basis. I ended up taking home a trophy from the Lemons group. Yes, I got another trophy from a Lemons organization. How cool is that? And it is Driving on a Prayer, which I will put a photo up right here, and you guys can check it out. So, a couple of things. Obviously, your first question to be, does it drive? Second question is, did I have any issues with it? Nope. Did I drive it there? No. Why? Because I am still waiting on the title. It's nothing. The owner has sent it out. I am simply just waiting on it through the snail mail. It happens. I'm still super excited. A couple other things that did happen. This is not a bragging thing. I feel most of the time people put stuff up on YouTube to kind of brag in regards to this, and it's not it at all. This is simply showing something, my appreciation to the people who actually gave me the car. I will see if they're cool with posting up. I sent them, well, actually, I got a hold of one of the old owner's friends. So you guys didn't see it because I didn't film it because it was already a situation that, I'll be honest, I don't ever want to relive. When I got the car, it had obviously burned to the ground. The owners were driving it. They were going from track to track to track. So you can imagine they were taking drinks, stuff like that. So in the back of the car, in the trunk, was Mountain Dew, root beer, you know, just random little sodas that you would have when you're going shows. You know, you want something to drink. Let's be real, we're in Florida, it's warm. It happens. So I got a hold of one of the owner's friends, the old ones, and I said, hey man, would you be willing to do me a favor? And he goes, well, what is it? I said, well, if I send you some money, will you go to the owners and bring them a couple cases of Mountain Dew and, you know, some root beer and stuff like that? Sure enough, he did it. He sent me a video of them getting the little gift. They were super excited. They were smiling. I'll see if they're okay with me posting it up on the channel. If they are, I will definitely let you guys see it because it was pretty cool. I did send them a little video saying, hey, this is just a little something. I understand it's not the replacement for losing a car, but hopefully it puts a smile on your face for the day. And it's what I'm understanding it did. What's up, guys? Just wanted to say thank you again for actually this thing behind me. It does run, it does actually drive again. As you can see, it is sitting on my trailer. We are taking it to a show in a couple of days. However, when you see this, it'll be Saturday. I did get a hold of one of your friends. Don't take it personal. Please just laugh at it. He's the one that's delivering these products to you. And I got the idea because obviously when I cleaned out the trunk of this car, the amount of Mountain Dew and root beer and stuff like that I did find in it was a lot. So just a little bit of thank you. Hopefully you get a giggle out of it. Thanks again. I'll keep in touch. So that's it. Take care, guys. What's up, guys? Just wanted to say thank you again for actually this thing behind me. It does run. It does actually drive again. As you can see, it's sitting on my trailer. We are taking it to a show in a couple of days. However, when you see this, it'll be Saturday. I did get a hold of one of your friends. Don't take it personal. Please just laugh at it. He's the one delivering these products to you. And I got the idea because obviously when I cleaned out the trunk of this car, the amount of Mountain Dew and root beer and stuff like that I did find in it was a lot. So just a little bit of thank you. Hopefully you get a giggle out of it. Thanks again. I'll keep in touch. So that's it. Take care, guys.
Who did you send that to?
That's for you.
When
Now
did
you have to look in the back of the truck.
What?
Now you have to look in the back of the truck.
Why do I have to look in the back of the truck? Okay.
Oh, one of them slid to the back.
So he saw all my
And-
pop?
Root beer balls.
What? How the hell? That's ridiculous.
So I commented on his YouTube video, the first video on the car, and he found me on your Facebook friends list.
Wow.
So he sent me some money and told me to buy all this and bring it up here.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Brett. Or Britt.
Yeah.
That is a shocker. Thank you very much. Was not expecting to get any of this. Wow. Deb will be impressed.
Now, this is not bragging rights. I am not putting that on here for that. I am simply putting it on there to show that sometimes a small thing in somebody's life can make a big difference, even if it just gives them a glimmer of smile on their face for a half a second. This world is so cruel. It is insanely cruel. And to have that little bit is really nice. So that's another reason, like, taking this to a show for the first time. Obviously, it's pretty neat. It is a Concord Still Lemons, so they kind of want to see stuff like this. But I was a little on the nervous side because just because I think something's cool doesn't mean other people do. The feedback was intense and in a very, very, very positive, good way. Because the show also had what they call Radwood, which is a really cool show. I participated in that one before. I used to have an 82 Audi Coupe, which I wish I had never sold that car. Anyways, and I took that there, loved the show. I did not even realize they were going to be there at this show. I was mainly going for the lemons show. In case you're wondering, yes, I do enjoy lemons. Lemons to me is a lot of fun. Moving on. So I did not get left alone when I was standing near this car. Period. Cut, dry, simple. Everybody, like every 2 seconds, I had somebody coming up to me, talking about the car, asking about the story. Even when I got the award for Driving on a Prayer award, they had me go through the story. And it's my understanding that it's going to be on TV at some point. I don't know if that's actually true or not. I know there was a whole ordeal with them setting it up and taking video, because it actually, award ceremony was supposed to start at like 12:15. It got pushed way back to like 12:45, I think is when they started. It was simply because they were trying to shut down music. They wanted everybody to see it. I'm not sure of the ins and outs. My understanding is that it is going to be on national TV, the awards part of it, which I really hope so. I really also hope that it does show up on national TV and I can find out when, so I can tell the previous owners of this car what's going on with it. I hope that they take all the stuff that I'm sending them as they're seeing a car live on, rather than me showing, hey, you know, you could have done this, because I understand the world we live in is, like I said, super cruel. So today, you're going to finally see it move under its own power. First question is, obviously, yes, it drives. I figured this out the hard way. I knew it ran and drove before I took it to the show, but I hadn't driven it any kind of like little distance. It was like pulling it out of my shop, moving around, make sure the brakes worked and everything like that. Well, at the Amelia Island show, you had to park at a check-in area if you were pulling a trailer. And that check-in area was 1.5 miles or so from the show. This was obviously a concern of mine because the car is not street legal in a lot of ways. You guys can see the windshield's cracked, and not simply cracked, it is cracked right in the driver's view. So I know that's illegal. Problem one. Problem two, the wiring in the car got melted. I have not had the chance to go through, make headlights, taillights, brake lights, or running lights, or anything of that nature work again, mainly because I know I need to replace the wires. Well, this was all a concern. I didn't have a choice. So I got a hold of the event organizers. I talked to them. I said, hey, this is the deal. They were fine with it. They said, you know, there's cops all around. They're going to be aware of the situation. Don't worry about it. And sure enough, they were right. However, driving a car that had literally just been a ball of fire 1.5 miles and you haven't tested it is nerve-wracking. You don't know if it's going to make it there. You don't know if something that you're unforeseen is going to happen. And luckily enough, it was uneventful. We drove the 1.5 miles there, shut it off. It was beautiful. And then at the end of the day, drove the 1.5 miles back. No problems, no drama at all, which I was astounded by. So that answers the question, does it drive? The second one, did it drive flawlessly? No. Throughout the day, people were curious of, hey, does it run, drive, and all that kind of stuff, in which case, yeah. So I would reach in, hit the key, fire it up. And yes, there's a key. It's just a universal ignition key. You know, is what it is. I'd hit the key, it'd fire up, and it ran beautiful. However, I think throughout the day, because I still have the choke working, I fouled the plugs out. Because after the end of the day when we went to leave, I kind of had a funky idle. And I did rebuild the carburetor. I had to because it melted the gaskets and was leaking gas. I really don't want it to catch fire again. Other than that, if you were off throttle, it ran beautiful. It shifted nice. I didn't have a single problem. The only noise I had was scraping from the right rear, and it was just a rotational scrape, scrape, scrape. And that was simply because there's no rear brakes right now. I literally just made the front brakes work because I need to rebuild the entire rear brake system. So it was literally the drum that had started the fire was scraping on the backing plate. It was just warped, and I knew it, and it was fine. It wasn't bad. It was something that you would probably even disregard if you didn't know. My wife, who is actually, you know, she puts up with me and has been putting up with me for almost 13 years now, knows to listen for noises, and she barely heard it. To give you an idea how light of a scraping it was. So the next challenge, though, obviously I lowered it. Getting it on and off my trailer is a challenge. And I need my trailer for tomorrow, and I really, I don't want to take this to my shop right now because I have other things up there, and I need my trailer this week to do actual work and actually make money rather than spending money on this thing. So, yeah, so like I said, it runs and drives, obviously. Next question you'll ask, does it do burnouts? Ta-da! Yes, it does amazing burnouts. Why does it do amazing burnouts out of a slant 6? Because it has no rear brakes. It's that simple. I had to do it before I put the tires on it. So yeah, so now we're gonna take it off the trailer. I'm gonna video that. You'll see how fun that is. Thankfully enough, whenever you go to back up, the truck picks up because the car is not light, and it helps with the directions of the ramp, because I don't know if you guys can really see it. That is how low the car is. Right there is what you would call the frame rail. This is my hand. I don't have a very big hand. This is how low it is. And then even worse, like, that's an idea. It's probably a one knuckler. So there you have it, it's unloaded. And as you can see, by the way, that was a cold start. I didn't pre-start it for that. That's literally how it starts. So my idling issue, I have a feeling, is either a vacuum leak or, or I fouled the plugs from starting it and shutting it off all day. We'll find out. The other question that I kept getting asked at the show, did I do this to this car on purpose? No. This car was like this. I don't know why people would ask that question. I understand it's a 75 Dodge Dart, but why you would ask the question if I burned a car to the ground on purpose, I will never understand. I understand it was a Lemons show, but whatever.